You are your best investment you'll ever make.
Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Well, good morning, Agent Power Huddlers. Happy Monday. Good morning, Patty.
Good morning.
Good to see you today. We've got more people logging on. And my name is Susan Johnson. I'm leading and hosting today the Mindset Monday for Agent Power Huddle. And what's really exciting is we have people that join us live here on the actual Zoom call. We also have people coming on podcasts, listening to us, and Facebook Live. So it's great to have you all here, and happy Monday. As always, our Mindset Mondays are here to launch us into a wonderful, powerful, productive week. And today, our topic is going to be living a vibrant life. So isn't that wonderful? We want to live a vibrant life. And I want to give you some tips here on how to really think about putting things in perspective to start your week and to continue on every week. So living a vibrant life. If you were to live by one simple principle in life, I would suggest it to be this, and that is to do what makes you happy. Seriously, because finding and doing what makes you happy is actually just going to start to attract more things in your life to be happy about. All right. The positive energy, folks, that you put out when you are doing things that make you happy attracts that positive energy back to you. So then it would make perfect sense, right? Just to eliminate as much as we can of any of the negative going on and the things that, don't bring the happiness into our world. Now, we know we can't always do that, but we do the best we can to find the things that we love to do them well, to master them. And those are the things that we will typically feel alive with. We'll feel and we'll start to attract that abundance because it's in our naturals. We're in our natural state. We're doing things we love to do. So I'm going to give you about five simple tips, and this is going to attract more happiness into your life. Okay. So the first is actually to spend time with people that are really good for your mental health. Okay. Now, it's so easy to say that, isn't it? And yet, occasionally we find ourselves with people that might be either very negative, or maybe they're just, they're draining to us because, we want to help people, especially in our industry. What we do is we have these servants' hearts, right? And we're always wanting to help others, but we can oftentimes take on maybe some of their pain and burdens that maybe you're not so much in the line of real estate, but because we want to help so much. The problem is with that is sometimes it may not be good for our mental health. So you really need to analyze, the people that you're spending time with, be it professionally or even personally. And sometimes I hate to say it could be sometimes in your family that maybe you're doing everything you can to move forward. And maybe, as we know, because we're trained so well, that some of the things are, a lot of our industry and what we do on a daily basis is about nurturing, right? Nurturing relationships, nurturing leads that come into us. And sometimes that takes time. If you're working a farm area, you don't see immediate and instant results, but it's the daily nurturing that we do. And so for others around us, they may be, start doing some of the negativity, saying, oh, that's not working for you. Why do you continue to do that? When we know, and it's been proven time and again, that the consistency will show results. All right. So I want to encourage you to really focus on that, the people that are around you in that mental space, to make sure that you are always staying in that positive zone and surrounding yourself with people that are going to keep you in that zone. All right. The second lesson is see the good and the lessons and the blessings in everything you do. Be it good or bad, there's always a lesson involved. Would you agree with that? I'm seeing some head shaking. Yes. So the third, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into these things, but the third way is live your way. Right? Live your way. What does that mean? Follow your gut intuition and do things your way. All right. Without feeling guilty. I paused purposely right there, without feeling guilty, because again, when we do things the way we want to do things, because it's our intuition that this is the way that, this is my strength. I'm building on my strengths to execute in a certain way. Now, we're going to dive deeper into each one of these sections in a moment. So I'm going to hang on to that one. I'll just tell you what the fourth is. The fourth is to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. I just had a weekend of really, it was very positive. I was booked solid Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm booked all the rest of the week. And sometimes when you look at all the appointments that we have set, that can be like, whoa, I need to keep my energy up. I need to keep my attitude up. I got to keep feeding myself with the positive mental, and physical things that are going to keep my energy going so that I can continue to give back and not drain myself so that I don't have anything left for my family. Tomorrow's my wedding anniversary. I'm taking tomorrow off. It's my wedding anniversary. So we're taking the day off. Hear that? OFF. We're getting massages and taking the day off. But you get my gist on that, right? We can get so booked and then we can physically drain or mentally drain ourselves. And we got to be real careful there. So number 4 is to take care of yourself. And number 5, I love this number 5, believe, trust, and then you need to do some letting go. Okay? Believe, trust, and let go. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into each one of these right now. Number 1, spend time with people who are good for your mental health. Okay? Be selective. I have little notes so I don't miss anything here. I kind of jot down a little bit. Be selective on whom you spend time with. So you can't get that time back. Okay, you just can't get the time back. So you got to be real careful. Wasted time, wasted money. And it's not even just about the money. It's about, again, about draining your energy and everything. The people in your life should reduce your stress, not cause more of it. I'm going to repeat that one. The people in your life need to reduce your stress, not cause more of it. People in your life should be a source of happiness and not a vacuum that sucks you dry, all right? Don't let anyone drain that happiness out of you. Choose those who are going to fill you up and light you up. And that's one of the reasons, we also do this Mindset Monday. Hey, there's a lot of places you can plug in. Hopefully it's, starts at home, and yet think about all the other areas we can plug in to really continue to juice our lives and give us that positive energy we're looking for. If you can't find them immediately in person, you know what? There are books and podcasts and Agent Power Huddles and everything else that you can start plugging into. Because as I mentioned, every single week I do these Mindset Mondays. It's the continuous, I call it like a little injection of the mental attitude, of the encouragement that as you continuously getting it put into you, you will put it out as well. All right. It's a constant cycle. When you surround yourself with other people's positive energy, what is going to happen? It is contagious, isn't it? It's contagious. You feel the energy. Hopefully you feel some of my energy coming through to you right now in this Agent Power Huddle. I try to throw everything I have out to you and bring you the best I can so that hopefully it'll help you to launch your week. Thank you so much. I have smiles and claps and thumbs up, and I love it. So, here's something else. Once you change and grow yourself, and make yourself that person with the positive energy, here's what's going to happen. People are going to start matching your energy. So, don't just look for other people to give you the energy. When you're putting the energy out, other people will start to match it because you are the one that is causing them to be, it's contagious. Like I said, it goes all directions. It's contagious. They're going to see that within you and feel super excited as well. All right. It was exciting yesterday. I had a really long tour yesterday. I usually only show like maybe 8 or 10 homes, but we had like 14 homes. It was a long tour. And these 2 ladies were referred to me, and I tell you, I've been doing this 21 years. They haven't voted me off the island yet. So I've been doing this a long time. And what's really cool, and this has happened a couple times, they said, you really love what you do. And I said, oh, I'm so glad you said that. That means the world to me because I do. And I'm so glad it shows. After 21 years, right? So this is what I'm talking about. We had a wonderful day. Become the person you want most in your life. Because when you step into that yourself and you live it yourself, That's how you start to attract. Like attracts that like. Okay. So show up in your life that way. Number 2, see the good in everything. Not because everything is good. Okay. We can't wear rose-colored glasses, everybody, but because what you focus on does what? What you focus on expands, right? So we know we can't stick our head in the sand and ignore the things that are not so good, or the problems we have to solve, et cetera, et cetera. However, what you do is you tackle those, you find the solution, you take care of it, and you move on. Okay? Because when we dwell and we continue to focus on it, what's going to happen? It's a spiral, right? So see the good in everything. If something's not going quite the way you need it to do, figure that solution out. Try to spend as little time as you can on it, but you need to solve it, right? And move it on. Move it on and look at the positive. I mentioned a topic last week on Agent Power Huddle. I'm not sure if you heard the episode. My son, who did an open house, he had we do really good open houses. He had a fabulous open house, and he had so many people through it, and got some really great buyers from that. But he had one broker that came in and a lender that came in that started talking to the people in the house. It was not a good experience. He was not it really was not good. And at the same time, by 9:00 that night, he was still calling me on that same thing. And I said, look, Wes, it was a shame that happened. And, unfortunately, that does not usually happen. We don't typically do that. When we go into other people's open house, we respect the agent that's there. And I'm sorry that happened. And yet what I want you to focus on is the huge success that you had that day. By 9:00 at night, he was still really focusing on that awful situation when the whole day was such a huge success. You get my point on that? All right. So there are lessons to be learned too. If something isn't going quite right, we can learn from that. So that's just focusing on the positive outcome of something that maybe you have to go through. Number 3 is do it your way. Now, I kind of spent a couple extra minutes on this one because of the fact that, look, we want to model what's worked already. Okay, that's why we do a lot of these shows. That's why we do coaching. There's no reason, we call it standing on the shoulders of giants. People have lived before us, right? People have done certain things that have been very successful, that are proven. So we want to take those and we want to model them. So what does it mean by do it your way? Well, you can take something, you can learn what the specifics are on it, and then you can make it your own. Put your style in it, your personality in it. You get that? And it becomes you, and you internalize it. And then when you roll something out, it is yours. Regardless of where you learned it from, you are your authentic self delivering it, which by chance you will get a much better result from. So do it your way. Don't allow anybody else to say, oh, that's not going to work. And, you should be doing this way or my way, or is my way or the highway? Well, wait a minute, pay attention on what they're trying to teach you. If they're trying to teach you something, that's one thing. You listen and learn. You do it. Your gut's going to tell you, and you will also learn if it's not the right way, your way. You may learn through a mistake and a result that may make us do what? Correct it. And that's okay too. That's how we learn, and that's how we grow. Number 4 is taking care of yourself. Eat well, read positive and transformative books. Listen to these podcasts. Go, I mentioned this earlier. All right, I'm going to be my authentic self. Eat well is not my best thing. You know what? I'm a terrible cook. I hate to say it. One of my jokes when I show houses is, hey, I need a double oven. I'm like, well, sadly, in my house, I need a double microwave. Not a good thing. Right? Not a good thing. I do cook a good turkey. But anyway, so that is a challenge I have. To make sure I'm trying to eat well. So I'm just sharing that, just be my authentic self. So, I love to read. I love to plug into my podcast, but we all have something, that maybe we can work on ourselves to continue to take better care of ourselves. And I thought about that yesterday when I had these long tours, like I said, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I was booked solid. And boy, I tell you, keeping your energy up in this business and the industry that we're in is hugely important. Hugely. So not just with your mindset, but physically, mentally, what we intake into our bodies, drinking lots of water, which I do. And just to make it, to sustain the energy we need to continue to deliver at that highest level. So I hope I'm not talking your ear off, but I mean, you're enjoying all this. Sometimes I have a co-host on here. We're chatting back and forth. But since I have you to myself today, I'm just going along with it. You're certainly welcome to unmute yourself and dive in and chat with me if you'd like. All right. So what else can we do to take care of ourselves? Well, we can invest in ourselves. Right? You are your best investment you'll ever make when you invest in yourself. What do I mean by that? Again, taking care of yourself. It means maybe by, every couple of months, I'm in some form of a training that I go to. It could be, especially now, I do Krista Mayshore's program because I'm doing lots of videos now in my business. But I go to Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, Buffini. I go to all, I go to a lot of different ones. And Tony Robbins is my big one. Every day I listen to that. But whatever it takes for you to continue to learn and grow, you're investing in yourself, in your own personal growth, right? That's where those rewards are going to really pay off. It's going to show up in every area of your life. And mind you, if it's about money, think about this. When you invest in yourself, you'll be in peak performance. I'm telling you now, through experience in every area of your life. And that is going to deliver back to your families in 10 times or 100 times over. It really will. So even just take baby steps if you haven't done anything like that and go to some of these events and plug in. Did somebody just unmute themselves? Can
you hear me?
I can. Hi, Dustin.
Hi. So one of the things I wanted to say, because something my team lead said to me recently, kind of have to do with mindset. It's kind of like who you involve yourself with, kind of like your group. Like if you kind of divide how they treat you or how they act around you, it's kind of like your mindset. So like with me, one of the closest people I had was my ex recently, and she was always like negative and stuff. So when you have that around you, it kind of makes like, if you're more negative people around you, you're going to think more negative. If you have more positive people around you, the sum of that is you're going to be more positive and have a better mindset. And so ever since I've kind of moved away from that, and I'm actually on a leave of absence from my main job, but trying to focus on real estate, is
Good for you.
Tone in and be able to dig in and be more successful and make more calls and everything. When I have my team and these people who support you, and it's like your family. So when you have that support system, it really helps.
Thank you for plugging in there, Dustin. You're so right about that. And I'll tell you, your team lead, your initial team, everybody here on Agent Power Huddle, you can friend us on Facebook. We can reach out to me anytime you want. My son, Wesley. How long have you been in the business, Dustin?
So long story short, because I've been with Krista for a few years now, but I took almost a year off. I switched to EXP under her. I got my license New Year's Eve a couple of years ago. And I've only had a few transactions. I helped a friend last October, and then I've been fighting on a custody battle for the last 4 years, and probably spent about $100,000. And so that took like every penny, and I had to work full time to make sure I had money coming in to pay the bills. And so I finally, after 4 years, just got custody of my daughter, and so financially, I'll be able to do more and invest more time in real estate, but before I couldn't. And so I just kind of like started over with the program, started back with module 1. So I'm just kind of one step at a time.
One step at a time. And that's how you move that mountain. Yeah, we're all clapping for you, Dustin. Great job. And you are plugging in, man. I wish I had some of this when I started 21 years ago. And, if you want to message me after this, I'd love to connect you to my son, Wesley, who's also been in the business a few years, and he's growing too. He's on the phones just like you are. And we're working through the Mayshore program as well. So we'd love to give you another funnel of people that will here to support your growth and, continue your journey. So congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Because right now, because I'm hoping that I can, if I go back, that it might not be for very much longer and I can do this full time. But I already work for a call center for a bank, and I work in collections. So I don't like much because I have to, I already call people all day long. So calling and doing prospecting won't be a problem. But, getting cussed at or yelled at or not answering the phone, at least I'm doing real estate and something I love. So
yes, you are. And I'm sure your team lead's working with you on this, and again, Wesley does it too. Is knowing what to say is part of the, part of the deal. What you'll be surprised about is people love to talk about real estate. So here's one thing in the mindset. Instead of saying, "Oh, people don't want my call," oh my gosh, I'll tell you, people, it's how you respond to that. Okay. If you're on the phone, like, "Oh my gosh, this real estate market right now, you got to hear what's going on." People are like, "Really? What's happening?" They're going to pick up on that. It's how you say it, what you say. And so that's a lot of what we do in our training. I do Mindset Mondays, but there's a lot of other stuff I do outside of here, in terms of real estate training. So anyway, Dustin, great job. And thanks for popping in, and anybody can unmute themselves and join in. That's what makes these conversations, so valuable to all of us, so thank you again for coming on. So take care of yourself. Those rewards will definitely pay off. Number 5 is really about, believing, trusting, and then letting go. Okay. And here's why this is so important. And it really ties everything together. First and foremost, you need to decide what you want. Decide, make that decision, get off the fence. I've done Agent Power Huddles on that episode just by itself, getting off the fence, making the decision. If you haven't heard it, listen to that podcast. It's recorded. All right. Make that decision. And then believe you're going to get it with every fiber of your being. Believe it. If you have a self-doubt saying, "Well, I would like to close this amount of transaction. I think I can do it, but not too sure." Okay. Yes, you've got to believe within yourself, without a doubt, that you are going to achieve these results. And quite frankly, folks, again, if you haven't taken a good business planning, that's a good thing to get in. I teach that class as well. Maybe we can get a couple. I don't know if I can do that on Power Huddle, but anyway, getting a good business plan, maybe a team lead or a broker that you work with can give you a really good business planning, so that you can set some of these goals that, you get achievable goals. And how do you move that mountain? Just like Dustin said, one module, one step at a time. Okay. So here's another thing.
Sometimes 1 hour at a time.
What's that?
I said sometimes 1 hour at a time.
1 hour at a time. That's it. Right. Pomodoro technique. I'm not sure if you learned that yet, but anyway, you will. All right. Live as if you already have it. Step into it. When I was a brand new agent, you wouldn't have known I was a brand new agent. Maybe I didn't know a lot in it, but I, stepped right into the role. Step right into the role, because I knew I had people that modeled. I was surrounding myself pretty good with out the gate with some great people. Feel it to be yours, and it soon will be. It goes right back into seeing it. That's why, athletes will visualize. They do a lot of visualization. They'll visualize, whatever their sport is, they'll visualize the end result of them winning. Always, 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 always. And it's the same thing. We are training. It's an elite sport. I just mentioned about the whole weekend, all the endurance that it takes, the energy. You need to visualize yourself right into that. So feel it to be yours, and it will be. When you live in complete non-attachment of not needing it, okay, so you see there's that difference, that needing it to be, but feeling like you've already got it. Okay, hold that head up high, man. You already got it. Step into it, you're there. Okay, things that they attract to you, right? It's like a magnetic. It's attracting. When you are needing and really, even when I first started this business years ago, and I started with another company and I didn't get any training, and I had my 6 months reserves, just like they told me to have my 6 months reserves, and I started with a company, I didn't get any training. I depleted those reserves, and man, I was really stressing, and I had a newborn at home with 2 other kids. It was rough, right? But we didn't put that out there like, oh my God, I need this commission so bad, because it will show. You just have to have that faith, believe and trust that you are being trained now. You're in the right place. You've got the support system. You are engaging. You wouldn't be on this call if you were not already engaging, right? You are already taking those steps to engage and implement and learn, right? So life is abundant when you can actually believe that you are in the right environment. You believe that you've got the support system in place. You believe that you are going to succeed and get results because you have it within your fiber that you're going to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Okay. You need to trust. You need to trust yourself. Trust in God, your higher, that if that's what you believe, trust in your higher power, whatever that is, you need to have some trust there. You really need to trust yourself too. You need to trust yourself to make these decisions and take actions. Dustin, I think I hit that with you right there. You know what I'm talking about. I can see it in you.
That last part, like the why, the determination.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Fighting for my kid for so many years, I definitely had a huge why. And then I've been on being in the program for over a year. I've talked to Jesse and Krista multiple times, like one-on-one. Right. And it's so weird because me and Krista have a very, very similar situation. And so it really hits close to home. And when she's talked to me like one-on-one, like just like any other person, it's, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, I'm glad you're getting something from this call because this is why we do it. And there's so many of us you're going to find, Dustin, that have stories like, that maybe not exactly yours, but very similar where we've had, and it's in this kind of an environment that we push through, we break through, right? Because when we sit at home, and I'm in my home office right now, it's all dialed in because after COVID, when COVID happened, I moved my home office home. I got my green screen behind me, Dustin. I've got the whole setup going on now in my home. Anyway, when we really get in this environment of people that are helping us, it's a tribe. It's a tribe. And again, anytime we start to find ourselves emotionally, because it happens to everybody, by the way. So if you're alone by yourself too long, I don't care how positive you are, me included, there are times that, we get challenged and we think, oh my gosh, and that's when you need your tribe.
Well, like for me, I'm still like a newer agent. That's one of the reasons like I came in under Krista, but then I joined a team because I didn't want to be like a lot of agents and burn out my first year. And the pesky thing, like finances, I didn't have a lot to put into marketing and different things, but my biggest thing is I want to start doing more videos and doing the marketing and things, which I know I have to start in the beginning and work my way up.
Modular, yep. You trust me, you will. You'll be doing a whole lot of them. So,
dive in and get those leads and create those calls. And because I know once I get going, I'll be unstoppable. Like I go up and beyond for my clients because one of the things, I haven't seen a lot of you before is I got into real estate because, I'm a veteran and I'm a disabled veteran. I use my VA home loan to buy my first home. And when I moved into it, usually with the VA appraisal and different things, the VA is not going to let you move into a house that's falling apart.
Right.
And so I was told I had a tankless water heater. I was told I had a newer roof and I had what you call a point of use or on demand. So I'd only supplied enough hot water to my bathroom sink. So when I went to go take a nice hot shower, I didn't have hot water for 8 months. So then I went to vacation to go see my mom in Colorado, came back and my roof was leaking. So I make sure I dig into the seller's disclosure. I make sure I find any defects and I make sure that my client is not going to experience the same thing that I did.
Good for you. You have got to connect with Wesley. I don't know if he's on the call today. He's usually on every week, but he's also a veteran. He also served in Marine Corps. And so you guys really need to connect. But thank you for your service. And again, it's these stories, we can also connect with you. Oh my gosh. And it's funny because so Dustin's in a program that I'm in right now, and I'm 21 years into it, but I did not start my career. Patty, I'm not sure, is that Patrina? Okay. I'm not sure how, Berna, I'm not sure how a lot of you started your career, but mine was farming, and I still do it. In fact, we're still farming, but mine was farming. Now it's in a different way. Now we're driving everybody back to our websites and all that. And yet, our YouTube pages and everything. But, so video, so the modules that Dustin's referring to, I just started myself a year ago, and that was all brand new, In fact, this Zoom, the Agent Power Huddle, Jesse Zagorski and Brent Conley, they're like, you're getting on. And by the way, we're starting next week. It's like, there's no on your market set. It was like, we're going to go. And bam, camera on, lights on, action, do it. So now I'm used to teaching live because I teach for our board of realtors. I teach for a lot of, women's council, that kind of stuff. So I do teach a lot of classes, but in any case, having the camera in my face is a whole different experience. So it's new for all. There's always going to be a new journey or something else we're going to learn and grow on. And sometimes it's scary. And again, that's why we can plug in for each other and ask questions and help. So, and I do mean that sincerely. My name on Facebook is Susan Johnson Cronin. So please friend me on Facebook. And if you need to message me or get in touch, I'd love to chat with you more. I mean, we are here to really continue to help each other, throughout the week, not just on Mondays. And, I have a team as well. And we all have our stories and we all have our ways we learn and grow. So anyway, that's believing and trusting yourself. Then letting go is the magic of, letting it go. You're doing and you're staying consistent with your actions. You're staying consistent with the activities and the training that you've been provided. You've got the resources. You've got to let it go. The results are going to show up. As long as you say positive and consistent. You can't just do something one time and then have it, expect results. You've got to continuously stay consistent. And, my business, Dustin, this is not to go like this. This is actually to share the story. I shared my initial beginning is my first 6 months. I had no training and I depleted all my funds and it was horrible. Then I started the farming and got bullied out of neighborhoods by other agents. And it was crazy. It was horrible. My first year was really rough, really rough. And it was funny but I did what my broker taught me to do. And all I did, because I didn't have, was go out and farm every single day, pick a neighborhood. And I started with 500 homes, stayed consistent. All of a sudden, about a year later, I started prospering from that farm, added another 500 on. Now I had 1,000, continued on, added another 500. I ended up with about 2,000. And within 3 years, my business rose to the number one agent of Southwest Riverside County for all of those brokerages. Now, again, it's not to go like this, but my point being is I wasn't doing anything that the whole office was being taught to go farm. Everybody was being taught what to do. Everybody had the same tools that I did. What was the difference? Consistency, motivation, and my mindset. That's it. That's it. I never stopped. Every single week, it was like clockwork. Roll out of bed, into shoes, out to a farm area immediately. And my son, Wesley, who was on my team, he can vouch for me. In fact, I think I still saved the shoes. Initially, I started going out in my heels, and that changed. I did put some tennies on and all that kind of stuff, and I did the farming. And then I changed to door knocking, and I would take sections and door knock, and then I would door knock in nice clothes and all that kind of stuff. But when I farmed, it was baseball hat on, shoes, tennis shoes on, and I was out, gone, farmed, just listed, just sold, just listed, market report. I didn't do all the little sunflower seeds and all that kind of stuff. It was really just value every single week, consistency. So whether you choose a farm or whatever you do, phone calls, consistency. Okay. So
I have a few places I want to do it. And I know one of the modules and stuff is to find a farm and do different things.
Yeah, you'll get there. One module at a time. So you will get there. Give it time. So watch your expectations too. Watch your expectations. So when I said a second ago, you'll get there, is you don't want to shoot in too many directions at one time. You're going to have expectations in all these different directions. But remember what I just said, you want to focus on and master. All right. So then you're going to see the results, and then you can start sprinkling and adding in a few more things like ingredients and to continue the growth. All right. So watch your expectations, trust in yourself, and then let go. You're blessed, you're content, you're happy. And that's how you will continue to live that vibrant life we're talking about here. Because the results will start showing up, and with the results, you can provide more for your kids, for your family, for your retirement, whatever we're doing. I'm at this point, I'm working. My kids are grown. I still take a lot of great care of them, but we always take care of our kids. At this point, I'm trying to set up retirement for myself too. I mean, I wish I would have learned years ago what I know now, because 21 years in the industry, and now I'm figuring out how to do the whole retirement stuff. Ugh. There's people that are learning it years earlier, and I wish I would have done that. But here we are. So we grow.
Question, but I feel the same, Susan. It's like I started my retirement really early, and plus I was in the military, so I could retire 32 or something crazy, but I got out. And so, but I've had to deplete those funds because of the custody thing and everything else. So it's like I've had to start over a few times. Yeah. And so I really, with real estate and generational wealth and things, like I know I can get that back and be able to.
Yes. Yeah. Especially with EXP, and I'm not trying to push our brokerage, but I'll tell you, I mean, it really is quite the opportunity. Really is quite the opportunity. I mean, I've got stock now that I never ever thought I would, so it's interesting how that works. And so this is not a pitch for EXP. I'm just, since we're talking about retirement, it's just another funnel and it's another opportunity of which I wish I would have taken a couple of years ago, because I looked at that opportunity a couple of years ago and didn't, and waited. Bummer. But anyway, I'm in now. And you all are wonderful. We're a little bit past our time here, but as always, it's so great to start Mindset Mondays. Go have an amazing week. Please friend me on Facebook. It's Susan Johnson Cronin, Cronin, or my business page is Susan Johnson and Associates, but I do a lot more on my personal page. Susan Johnson Cronin. And you guys were great again. Thank you for joining us on Agent Power Huddle. Go make it amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Go make it an amazing, powerful week, everybody. Okay? Take care.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.